Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning into my webinar, Getting Ranked on Google Maps for Generator Installation and Service Keyword Dealers, specifically for generator dealers. Okay, so why are we here today? So we're going to talk about the Google Maps ranking, and I kind of talk about this on a regular basis, and because this is primarily one of the most important things that you can be focusing on is the Google Maps and getting ranked for the Google Maps, primarily because we're talking about 44% of the leads that come in, the clicks that are coming in for generator installations or generator maintenance and service are coming in from the Google Maps. And I have some things that I want to show you that kind of prove that. And I'm going to show you a whole bunch of different stuff that you can do to effectively get your digital marketing strategy positioned in the right places so that you're taking advantage of those 44% of clicks. So here's just something this is kind of like something that we preach here at PowerSource, and we're constantly working on our accelerated growth model. We talk about driving leads, maximizing conversions, optimizing results on a regular basis. So when we're driving leads, we use our website, organic SEO, building content, building pages. We use paid search, so we're running ads. We're creating accounts within Google Ads, local service ads, social media, and we're building into the database. So, which means we're emailing our customers, our prospects, our leads. We're nurturing them with more information about keeping your generator in top tier condition, making sure that they're not covered with leaves, and just kind of like we're keeping top of mind, right, for your customers, and making sure that they're taking care of their generator, and also hearing from you on a regular basis. You can also use that database to get more referrals. And this is probably one of the most unused aspect of marketing and driving leads is your existing customer base. So really important to dial into your existing customer base, communicate with them often, and you'll see things happening. When we talk about maximizing conversion, we're going to work in the website, make sure that any different type of customer that comes to you can communicate with you however they wish, whether it's chat, calling up a phone number, or filling out a form. The reputation, we want to make sure that is dialed in. You have good 5 stars. You have a lot of reviews. This can help convert a lead that comes in. They see that you got all these reviews, and you're talked about, and you're thanked, and the hard work that you put in all these different areas is not going unnoticed, and it's actually being used to help pull somebody over that line and hire you to install a generator or service their generator. So really important that you dial into that reputation, and it also helps with driving leads as well. So having a good reputation is also going to help you with rank, and we're going to get into that as well. Also, building in some automation. Automation is going to help you with keeping that top of mind with leads that are coming in, making sure that you're continuously communicating with them. That's going to help them also with conversion. So once you send an estimate, if you're not following up within 3 weeks, 4 weeks, or whatever, and then they forget or they call another company, they're going to go with the company that's communicating with them on a more consistent basis, no doubt. And then optimize results. So you want to always look at your total spend, how much money you're spending, where you're spending it, what it costs you to get a lead. So if you're spending $10,000 a month, how many leads are you getting? Are you getting 10? Are you getting 20, 100? That average cost per lead is really important, because then you have to figure out what you're converting at, what rate you're converting at. And this is important so that you know where you're going to spend more money, where you're going to pull back, where you're going to dial up and dial down. So having that ROI dashboard and tracking all of that is really important to your success in installing more generators on a continuous basis. Okay, so here's a few other little things. Our digital dominance method. I mean, if you're in every single one of these aspects, you're going to do really well. Make sure that you're touching down on every single one of these points. Today, we're actually going to talk more about the SEO aspect of it. Over the course of the year, I try to drill down into each one of these little micro pieces to help you guys understand a little bit more of your digital strategy and piece things together. I'm doing another webinar on December 19th, and we're going to cover everything that you need to do to be successful in 2025, and hopefully exponentially more business for the new year from this year. Okay, so what we're going to cover today, why ranking on Google Maps even matters. I'm going to give you some examples, some proof for that. What keywords do you need to focus on? I'm going to give you the keywords that we focus on a regular basis for our clients. Google Business Profile, and 2 things you may not be doing that you should be doing. Our technician check-ins, how it works, what it does, backlinking, citations, Google reviews, local landing pages on your website is really key. I would hang around for that one. Website updates that are absolutely necessary, some things that you might be missing, some things that you can integrate within an existing, DIY setup with GoDaddy or Wix or, any of those kind of systems that you might be using, and how automation can help in this process and make things a little bit quicker. I'll give you some ideas on how you can integrate some of that. And don't sleep on pay-per-click and local service ads. This is really important as well. Okay, so who am I and why should you listen to me? My name is John Tedesco. I am the owner of PowerSource. I'm in 17 plus years of experience in internet marketing. I built a generalist agency over the last 15 years or so, now focusing on a generator dealer only digital marketing agency. This is all we focus on a regular basis. I've worked directly with more than 50 generator dealers across the country. I've designed websites and host websites for over 50. I've spoken at mastermind cohort events for successful electrical contractors. I've specialized, sorry, I've already said that one. And I work closely with a large agency cohort. Each have their own specialties in different niche industries, such as even plumbing and karate schools and med spas, things like that. And we are always sharing our tactics, what works, what doesn't, and we're always integrating and we're always building on top of what we know. So even though this webinar might be a repeat of a webinar I've done before, there are always new things. Google is constantly changing their algorithms, especially when it comes to the local pack. So important to come to all of these. Very valuable, and I hope this does help you. This is our team. Our team is in-house. This is my executive team, rather, and we've got software developers, computer programmers, web developers, designers, our content team, our social media team, and day in and day out, we're designing websites, we're writing content, we're posting social media, we're working with technicians, we're working with generator dealer owners, and on a daily basis. We are no longer a generalist agency, and this is all that we're doing. Aside from generator specifically, some of our guys are doing a little bit of electrical. Some guys do heat pumps. Some guys are doing solar and batteries. Some guys do focus on commercial generators. So we're kind of honing in on the generator specific, and then this other stuff it always comes with the job. We're not affiliated with these brands, but we are very aware of the brands and what they offer and their products as well. Kohler generators, now supposedly Relco generators. I'm not sure when that's going to turn over, but we're aware of the Kohler microsites and how to set them up, Generac, PowerPlay, and how to handle those leads and how to really maximize your co-op spend with these companies when it's available. So we're going to get started. Why do Google Maps even matter? And feel free also to just put a question in the chat if you have any. I like to make sure that everybody can hear and see me. It's a little late now, but maybe just a one in the comments. Thanks, Christian. All right, you guys are good. All right, so why do Google Maps even matter? So here is the local search results for a search generator service in North Plainfield. Okay, and we're going to see our local service ads here. We're going to see our Google sponsored ads here. This is what we call the map pack, and then below that are the organic results. And this is the section we're talking about here today. And all this data too. I have a little note here that this study can come from Moz, which is a company that does all of this analysis and data collection, showing us 71% of clicks are here. Begs the question, 29% are probably up here. maybe in some other places, but we're talking specifically about here, 71% of the clicks. We want to make sure that we're in this area when people are searching. And now within these first 5 positions, so the first 3 and the top 2 organic results, 67% click on this area. And then when we get into the actual map pack, 44% of all clicks are clicking inside this map. And this is what we're focusing on here. We want to make sure that your location, your office is in this result. So Google Maps matters. And why map listings are important. So there's a few things to note why this is important. We have this one client, Bold Electric rather. This is an old screenshot. Now it says Bold Generators. This is where their location is. And when you look at the rankings, I don't know if you can see this, but these little circles here are telling us where they rank in these different areas on the map. And this is right around their office. We're seeing a number 1. So they rank for page 1 right here. So they're in this position in this location, and they're in the 3rd position in this location, Woodbridge Township. They're in the 5th position in Hazlet. I don't even know if they want to drive to Hazlet. But this is a good indication that their ranking is pretty solid in and around maybe looks like a 50, 60 mile radius from where their office is. And we're tracking 152 calls between January and March. This is first quarter 2024, 152 calls through that Google profile. So people are actually not even clicking to the website. They're just calling that phone number. They're clicking the phone number. They're calling the office. We tracked 152. And on a regular dashboard for quarter 1, we see 2,300 visitors to the website. Overall, 332 calls. Overall, that covers the website, ads, local service ads, and then the Google Maps. And we're seeing this is the total spend, an average cost of lead, $32 per lead, not per actual verified lead. So we're looking at 88 total leads, 34 generator service, 36 installation. But here's where I want to make the point is that the Google Map calls is 152 total calls through the Google Maps. So if we're looking at what's the most important metric here, is that 152 is almost half of the whole amount of calls. We can almost say that 50% of these 88 leads, 50% of the installation leads, qualified installation leads, are coming into the Google Maps call. So this is just like a little bit of data proof that the Google Map, the Google Business Profile is very, very important to keep in place. So the first thing we do is start with the keywords. I am going to give you 3 slides from now. You'll be able to download a keyword list from us. So general keywords, I'm not going to go through each of these, but general keywords: home standby generator installation, generator installation near me, home generator companies, standby generator, generator installation cost. You kind of get it. But these are primarily the keywords you want to keep in mind, as if you didn't know that already, right? But maybe what you didn't know is near me is an important key term, key phrase. And location specific keywords are also important. The city and town, home standby generator installation, or the zip code standby generator. I would say city and town standby generator rather than the zip code. Then use some brand specific keywords, and also use in conjunction your city and town. City and town, Generac, generator installation, if that's what you're focusing on, or Kohler or Briggs and Stratton, Champion, whatever you specialize in. And then generator service keywords, 2 separate blocks of keywords, or is important to focus on when you're looking at keywords in general. Brand specific, and here's some additional emergency, portable, tune-ups, winterization, things like that you might want to include. And then some electrical service keywords. You could download that. You can scan that code right there and download that. I'm happy. This is a public file. You don't have to fill out a form or anything like that. You can just scan that and download it, send it to your computer or whatever you want to do. If you miss it, just let me know. I can put it in the chat, and I'll also include it on the page for the replay. Okay. Once you have a good understanding of your keywords, you want to implement them over 9 proven ways. So first thing you got to make sure you do, claim and optimize that Google profile. I'm sure that all of you guys have done it and you know about this, and this is not anything earth-shattering. However, their dashboard has changed a bit. You may not know how to access that. You basically have to do a search for yourself. And then if you're logged in on Google, then you'll be able to see this dashboard and click on the necessary things. Okay, but get your address, your phone, everything set up on your Google profile. This is just a kind of a close-up on some of those aspects. Edit your profile, read reviews, messages, phone, photos you can add. That's what we're going to talk about. You can look at reports. You can run some ads directly from here, products, services, bookings, calls. You can set those up too. Those help too. For the people that are used to using the Google dinner reservation module or the online ordering, things like that, having bookings and having calls set up within this Google profile can also tailor to those people that just like to do Google search and hit it from Google. So one thing we want to look at is make sure that you're on this local pack. Do a Google search in your town for generator installation, your town, right? So this is generator installation, Fort Smith, Arkansas, and we get Matlock Electric. This is the guy that we're talking about here. He's got a good profile, 174 reviews. This is something else, Matlock Electric Motors, something totally different. Now, if you see this, do a different search for a different, for yourself, and you're seeing two of these, you're wondering, why do I have a second one? So this is important to take notice and make sure that you don't have duplicates. You don't want to have duplicates. You want to have just one for each office that you actually operate. Having more than one could penalize you. It might not be penalizing you now, but it definitely will in the future. Definitely get these things cleaned up. There are ways to merge these profiles together. This is one. Sometimes they're auto-generated too, so it's important to do this on a regular basis. Every half year or so, do Google search. Look for yourself. Make sure that your profile is popping out and coming up in those different areas, and make sure there are no duplicates. This happens automatically because Kohler launched their microsite for Bold, and then Google just automatically created a Google profile. So these two need to be combined. So you want to start with your photos. This is one thing that you may not be doing. Make sure that you've got all good photos right here. Here's the button on the dashboard. You can upload your photos here into the system. Make sure that we're showing generators, some service, show your team, show your trucks, show your fleet, whatever you have. That would be great. Having the generators is also very important. You want people to see right away. That's what I'm looking for. What you do and where you do it. That's the most important thing. It's not about, from this standpoint, it's not about how long you're in business. You can put that on your website. You want the testimonials on your website too, but it's about what you do and where you do it. You install generators, you service generators, and you do it in these areas. This is your primary focus when things aren't operating the way you want it to. Now you can also post your Google profile, right? So we're going to use this little button here, add an update. Okay, that creates a nice string of posts that exist on your profile. If you scroll down past your testimonials, come down to this section, and then you can scroll over and see different, one day ago, October 15th, October 9th, do this maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, twice a month. It doesn't have to be done a lot, but it is important. It helps you rank. It helps Google understand, what it is that you're doing on a regular basis, and you're keeping things active. Clicking that Learn More opens up a bigger post, maybe something that you've never looked at before, or something that you didn't even know existed. But and most people may not even look at this. But like I said, this helps Google understand who you are, what you do, where you do it, and and Google understands that you're keeping things active and you are still working, you're still in business, and you're not just going silent. Things are just kind of off. Okay, so we're going to move into technician check-ins now. So check-ins, basically a social media type of platform where your technician is out on the job installing a generator, takes a quick picture, little quick description, 20 kW installation in, Stamford, Connecticut, and goes about his business. So these check-ins are great. Content creation, on the spot review gathering, and technician dashboard and a review dashboard. Basically, all of your check-ins are now hitting the Google map. And I have another screen that shows you a little bit better. And this is kind of what the check-in looks like. We've got our image. We have our description, mid-cycle checkup for a Kohler 30 RCL. And this was in Warren, New Jersey, 11 days ago. This goes on your website. This posts to Google. Really heavy ranking stuff here. Great stuff for your technicians to do. Get them all to do it. Add it to their process of doing the job. Like they need another job to do, but really important to keep those trucks running. So if they want to continue to work, maybe they want to help out and do this while they're out there. This is kind of like the graphic that that this company Nearby Now offered to us. So there we go. Okay, so so they say why settle for that one little spot? That's where your office is, right? So why settle for that when you've actually earned all of this? You've been out here, you've been down here, you've been over here and over here, and this is primarily where you work. And these are all signals to Google that you don't just work there. You work in all these different areas, 100 miles out, 150 miles out. And this is one of the biggest concerns that generator dealers have, is that, yeah, I show up in my town, I show up next in the town over, but I'm not 3 towns over, I'm not 5 towns over or 10 towns over, and I need to make sure that I know what I'm doing and make sure that I'm in these other areas. So this software is really critical to getting you ranked in those further out areas. Next, we want to build citations and consistency with your name, address, and phone number. Okay, I know that's confusing, but there are a lot of data aggregators out there that's going to, there's Yelp, there's Facebook, there's MSNBC, there's Yellowbot, there's Angie's List, Magic Yellow, Yellow Pages that are all going to pull in all this information. And most of them don't check up on this on a consistent basis. And there's not really one place where they can get it. And some of it could be very, very old. So there are a lot of citations across the web. And consistent reference of company name and address, phone number can help your ranking. So I want to make sure that you're consistent across all of these. Incorrect business information, limited duplicate businesses, all really can hurt you. So some of the best tools that you can use for this, I guess, before I get into the other tools that you can use for it, it's, you could also manually log into all these companies, get your account up and running, update your business information, your address, your phone number, or whatever. But these companies actually do it for you. So if you have an account with WithLocal, Advice Local, White Spark, or Moz Local, put in your information. It will help update all of those data aggregators so that it's consistent across the web. And you can actually go to this link right in Moz.com, punch in your company information, and it will spit out a report showing you what's lacking, what's accurate, what's not. 88% inaccurate listings. We're seeing Yahoo's looks good, Bing looks good, Facebook has an incorrect phone number, Foursquare, you're not listed, Yelp looks good, White Pages has an incorrect phone number. So it'll kind of tell you where all that is and tell you how well it is. If you're over 50%, 40%, 30%, if you're over 50% inaccurate, I would say you need to kind of look at this and make sure that things get updated. Some of the citations best practices, just to recap, you can manually claim and optimize these Google business listings. You can use one of these tools. You can get listed on these major data aggregators that helps keep things consistent. That's what those tools will do. And yeah, just, leverage that tool, WithLocal or Moz, to find these opportunities. Okay, so the next thing we want to focus on are reviews. So reviews are a big signal for ranking. Okay, so if you've got 4 stars or 5 stars, these are the things that are really important to Google, and they, if they care about it, you should care about it. And keep an eye on it, right? So what gets measured improves. So if you're looking at it on a regular basis, you're going to make sure that there's an effort in place to help you get these reviews in. So, improve your keyword rankings in the local path. And this definitely increases the number of conversions that occur. So this also, like I said, helps you with conversion. 4-star, 5-star reviews are going to help a customer that might be on the fence or looking at a couple of different people. If they are looking at 2 generator dealers, I mean, really, looking at two different generator dealers, and one guy's got 2 Google reviews of 5 stars, and this other guy's got 300 Google reviews at 4.9 stars, I think it's safe to say they're going to go with the 300 something reviews. So important that you make note of that and make sure that you're promoting that on your website and within the Google profile. So, and glowing reviews become marketing and link opportunities. You can push those reviews out there on social media, put them on your website, and make sure that people are seeing them even when they're not looking. And it makes a local business appear more credible to current and potential customers. Like I said, they're going to pick you, or they're going to pick more Google reviews over another. I know people get very finicky about reviews, and especially when they're looking at a generator installation is going to cost them $12,000, $13,000, $14,000. They're going to do their due diligence. Now I'm going to move over to local landing pages. Before I get there, give you a second to regroup. Just let me know if there's any questions. But before we get into local landing pages, a lot of you have heard the term blogs, right? And a blog post could just be about what's the best generator brand that I can use or that I can install, or Kohler versus Generac, things like that. So these blog posts are just not going to cut it anymore. They're going to maybe help you rank on a national level, but they're not going to help you when you're trying, when your goal is to be found in and around your area. So great that you're writing that content, but that's going to be found and searchable by everybody. We want to focus on what the goal is. What's the goal? Is to get leads and more business, right? So in order to get leads, you got to know where they're coming from. You know what towns that they live in. You know what towns you want to go after. You know what towns have, higher income homes, things like that. They're more propensity to spend money, and that's what you want to go after. So local landing pages have become a leading ranking factor, and I'm going to get into the specifics of how that works. I'm not going to dive into every single one of these, but this is kind of like an SEO periodic table that shows you how Google thinks and operates, right? So Google is going to actually break down the content of every single one of your pages and give you points or take away points for certain things. And you can get into the real nitty gritty here and make sure that you've got good content for quality, for research, for keywords, for freshness, multimedia, answers to questions, right? How deep you go, how deep you go on your topics. Make sure it's being crawled, make sure it's mobile friendly, make sure it's not duplicate. So there's a lot of different things you can do, but take it from me. You can study this all your life and still not have it perfect. So, but what we have right now is a working local landing page that is doing really well in ranking. And I'm going to show you that when you create a page specific for Bentonville, Arkansas, generator installation in Bentonville, Arkansas, and you put that page on the website for Matlock Electric, and you put a link under their service area for Bentonville, Google will see that. Google will see that your service area is Bentonville, and then what happens to your ranking, okay? So we're looking at the keywords for generator repair, service near me, maintenance near me, and this is the location. So this means that the people using these search terms searching, when they are physically located in Bentonville, their ranking has increased 50 plus positions, 49 positions, 49, 48, 48 positions. And now ranking number 1, number 2, number 2, number 3 in all of these search terms, specifically in this town. This town, just to note, Bentonville is about 100 miles away from Matlock's original hub. Okay, so this landing page has done its job. It has successfully moved itself into position to get ranking where we want it to be. So now we're capturing leads now in a brand new town that's 100 miles away. And now this client gets to pick and choose who he wants to do a generator installation with. So here's the anatomy of this page, right? So this is a pretty comprehensive page. It goes much further down than this, and this is like a zoomed out view. But you can go to the site and look at it if you want. But we basically break down this page with location-specific content. We mention the town, and we mention the landmarks in the town. Don't just copy and paste this content and repeat and just change the town. You have to make an effort. you were physically in this town. You can even say, "Oh, I had lunch at the Red Full Inn, and it was great. And then we did our generator installation." So you can add things like that, and it's going to help Google understand that, hey, yeah, this company's really in this town and does this work. So mention the town, mention some landmarks, talk about it a little bit, specifically outline your generator installations, your services specifically in the town, even if you've done work with some businesses. You can say that you've done some commercial work. Use those keywords, include a form, make sure that what the page itself has a form, make sure it's got testimonials specifically from that town in Bentonville would be ideal. Use photos taken from that town too. So if you're using Nearby Now and you're doing those check-ins, those photos are going to have metadata in the background, and that metadata will say Bentonville as well. So very important to try to use photos taken from that town. Ideally, you want to create these local landing pages. Start with local landing pages where you've actually done business before you start building pages where you have not done business. It will be more difficult, or the ranking will maybe happen a little bit slower. And use video if it's available too. So really important that these local landing pages are done. They're not easy. It does take a little bit of time, but again, rolling out these local landing pages, doing maybe 1 a month or 2 a month on a regular, consistent basis also helps Google give you better ranking, because you're more active with the website, you're putting out more content, you're spanning out from your main office, and doing business in all these different areas and slowly putting out this content is great for Google. Just like you don't want 1,000 people coming in and giving you reviews all inside of 3 days because you just did a big push and now you think you're good. I got 1,000 reviews and we're good. This could actually hurt you. 1,000 reviews in one day says to Google that you just did a push for reviews and now you're done. So you want to make sure that things happen over time, consistently, without too much of a gap in activity. So that's local landing pages. Next thing I'm going to get into are just a few website updates that are absolutely necessary, things you don't want to miss. Things that I have a real hard time with. Some of our guys are, I don't know, they hate the way they look, or no, I've never had to use a picture of myself, or we don't look professional enough, or I don't know, whatever it is. But having real photos of your team on your website, on your homepage, can relate to somebody immediately. Showing some authenticity, show them that you're who you are and what you look like. This will make people feel a little bit more warm and fuzzy about who they're gonna call or work with, or communicate with. They love seeing the person that they saw on the website when they come to the door. Just a few examples of big team photos. The Power Connection in Virginia, they got their whole team together by their trucks outside their office, took a picture. AJP Electric in front of their trucks. Ready Power down in Louisiana got their whole family there with some of their vehicles. Bold Electric and Generator in front of their vehicles. Great team photo. All American Electric in Pennsylvania, Delaware rather. This is great. And one of the things that we do right away on onboarding is, we'll try to organize a shoot, get a photographer down there, shoot the whole team up, get some great pictures, get some great photography. I mean, even if it's just the owner and one of his technicians by a generator, or if it's the service team outside of their service trucks, or if it's the owner doing some electrical work, things like that, some random stuff to show real people, real faces. Really, really important. You can also use this content on your social media profile, on your Google business profile. You can use it in emails. You can do so much with it. Really, really important that you do this. So moving on. Having communication options. So we live in a world now where we don't know how people want to communicate. We think we do. We think that, hey, all we need to do is have a form and a phone number on a site and we're good, right? Well, we want to also make sure that people know that they can text that phone number. Well, most people don't want to call. Some of the younger generation, the 30-somethings, they want to just send a text. So text or call that phone number. I have another website that actually says text or call up there at the top of the website. Make sure that you've got a form on there too. The form is for the people that don't want to call, they don't want to text, they want to take their time, they just want to send a little form, and then be contacted via email. Maybe that's best. Or even have an instant chat. Maybe they just have a quick question. what size generator do you need? All right, well, maybe now your chat can help you, and you can jump on live with somebody and say, okay, well, how big is your house? What kind of fuel source do you have? Things like that. Excuse me. And then maybe um, you can help with a range. It could be between 12 and 15,000. Sounds like you need a 20 kW, 22 kW. Give some options. Let's get on the phone. Let's talk. Let's maybe come out there and give you a free estimate, that kind of thing. And then you can close the lead that way. If they don't see a chat there, yeah, maybe they'll call, maybe they'll text, maybe they'll fill out the form, but maybe they saw another guy that had a chat. I'm just going to go back to that guy because he had a chat. I'm just going to go in there because I want to talk to somebody, right? So very, very possible that can happen. So make sure you've got all those different options. Now, after all of that is said and done, there's some things you can do with automation that can help amplify your conversion. So once you get all these leads coming in, why are we not closing, right? So some of the problems with these leads are, and we know this is fact. So 50 to 60% of inbound people coming to your website leave unconverted. So they're not calling, they're not filling out a form, they're not using chat. You don't know why they even came to your website if they're not calling you or using it. And 90% of web forms fail to convert as well. So they fill out those forms and then they don't respond. Nothing happens. And that could be because they're filling out a form on 4 or 5 different websites, and they're just going to talk to the first company that comes to them. Right? Leads that are not followed up with within 15 minutes can go cold. Okay, I think you guys know that. The average customer, they have to be followed up within 5 to 7 times before even booking. In today's consumers, they prefer to interact via message, via phone, email. I kind of mentioned that. And so this is kind of the reality of what we're dealing with. A lot of these tire kickers or people that are just hitting your website and not communicating. So there are a few solutions. There is a solution in automation to help you follow up within web forms within the first 2 minutes of that submission. So as soon as they fill out that web form on your website, they should get an email confirmation, not thanks for filling out the form. We'll be back with you momentarily. Make it a little bit more personal, but hit them back with an email within 2 minutes so they know that it worked. They know that your message got through. And then set up automation to follow up so that every prospect is touched 5 times and able to engage via 2-way text message. So maybe in that message, you could say, you have time for a chat. You can text me here. You could even send them a text message and an email back within those 2 minutes saying, thanks, we got your message. Just curious if you have a few minutes to talk about your property. We'd love to schedule time for an estimate. Do you have a minute? Put that in a text, put that in an email, and maybe they'll respond. And maybe that's the second touch point where they're now texting you or now they're calling you, and you've kind of pulled them over that line a little bit of moving on to another company and copying pasting their message into another form. Before I go from automation, there are tools that you can put in place for this. We use High Level. We integrate High Level with House Call Pro, Service Titan, Service Fusion to help send out automated messages when an estimate gets created, when a job gets scheduled, when a job gets completed on generator startup, we'll send out a message asking for a review. So there's a lot that automation can do to help keep the communication flowing within a prospect. And finally, we don't want to sleep on pay-per-click or local service ads. This is really important. Have this set up. You don't have to spend an astronomical amount of money on ads, but you should have them in place with the proper keywords and the proper content. Now you have a dial that you can dial up or dial back before or after a storm and take advantage of some, frantic people looking for information on generator installations. Local service ads comes up right up here at the top of the Google search engine results page. Google Guaranteed is our section, right? If you only do generators, Restore Power is the category. I haven't seen a tremendous amount of leads coming in from Restore Power, but our electricians that use it, they have a lot of other electrical services, panel upgrades, recessed lighting, things like that, are also getting Restore Power generator leads from Google LSA. So you can get yourself set up, dial in the service area, mark your jobs as booked, make sure you're doing that, deal with disputes, drive verified reviews. Local service ads has been changing a lot lately. So there might be some other things that I'm not telling you on this one, but we'll do another webinar at some point in the next few months where I'm going to kind of update all of our local service ads and pay-per-click tactics. And then Google Ads, these are a whole bunch of different areas that Google Ads are coming up. Right up here at the top is your local service ads. Right down here, Google Ads, which can include a photo. And you want to make sure that these Google Ads go to a specialized landing page. Now, keep in mind that people are clicking on Google Ads. They're in a different buying position, right? They're ready to buy. They're clicking on ads because they're clicking the way top. They don't want to look around. They don't want to hunt. They don't want to do their research. They want somebody close by right away. So we want to hit them right away with a form, phone number, call us for a free estimate right away. Here's a coupon for $500 off installation plus 20% off your annual service. Don't forget, we've got over 400 reviews. We'll do a free estimate and we offer 100% financing. So lots of stuff on that landing page is important for your pay-per-click. Okay, so that was a lot. I hope I've covered everything and this adds value. I do want to plug my webinar at the end of December. So we're not going to have a webinar in November. We might, but this is a big one. This can go about an hour long, a little bit plus beyond the hour. We're going to offer a workbook for this. This will be a digital download as well as a printed physical version. So for the first 50 people that sign up for this webinar, we're going to send a package, a great little care package that has our workbook. It has our Google Maps checklist, our SEO checklist. It's got a lot of really fun little goodies in there. So I'm happy to send that out to you if you're signing up within the first 50 people that are signed up for this December 19th webinar. Really excited for it. And we're going to cover the details for everything. So scan that code. I'll also send you an email for this, and we will be on our way. And that's it. And beyond that, just to tell you a little bit about us and what we can do for you. If you wanted to scan that code and schedule an acceleration session, we will do a free online marketing plan review. We will do an analysis of your online visibility. We'll look at where you actually rank in the keywords that we track on a regular basis. We'll give you a custom list of keywords of where you're actually being searched. We'll look at you compared to your competitors. We want to make sure that you're standing out, among your competitors, and we'll show you some opportunities where you can fix that and change some things. We'll also do that NAP, name, address, phone number research for you to help you understand where you're consistent, where you're not, maybe make some software recommendations, and then we get into our program where we're actually providing you with a solution of what we can do for you. If you're too busy just installing generators and you want to grow your business, you're $1 million, $2 million, and you want to be $4 and $5 million, and you want to bring an agency on board, that's what we do on a regular basis, day in and day out. I'll be happy to talk more with you about the opportunities that you may be missing out on. So that's it. Thanks for coming. Good 45 minutes. I hope this was valuable. I'm going to stick around for just a few minutes. If you have anything, any questions, you can just put it right in the chat. I'm happy to answer it here live. You can also give me a call. But thanks for coming. Thanks, Christian. I'm glad you enjoyed it.